to Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing the summers, whether it be in Arizona or Colorado, and meeting Charlie for the first time. And Jack and I are out on the back stairs of this apartment complex. And I didn't know at the time was that people actually did have stairs outside their apartment complex. And you're like going, we're just hanging out on these stairs going, looking at all these people walking around and stuff. And it was like, Mom came out and said something, and I looked at Jack and I said, that's the first time I've ever heard my mom be my mom. Mm-hmm. And just to see my mom's face, or our mom's face, I mean, she just came and hugged us, and that just stayed with me as I go on.
Well, do you remember why that was such a momentous occasion? Because we took a bus to Inglewood.
All of you did?
No, just Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Adventures.
Mom and Charlie went to Denver bus station to pick us up.
Oh.
And so here we are, these two boys that are about 8 or so,
Yeah.
and not the middle of the night, but dark,
No, it's
at a bus
You were 8
station.
years old and you could take the bus?
Mm-hmm, we did.
we did.
First time I had one of my kids, and Joann just happened to be here, so she got to meet them all in the hospital. And even up to Roxy, my grandkids have each gotten a gift from her, from Aunt Joann.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
And I always thought that was,
Did she
That is
help?
cool.
Did she help at all? Memories is laying on my mom's lap. You know, of course, being the baby, I was always beside her, hugging her, or whatever. And I remember her using Q-tips to clean my ears. Like every time we were together, like, can you do that again? You remember that, Bobby? That's one of my earliest memories of her.
Every time she started doing that, my legs going.
What's your favorite memory of Mom?
turn it around so I can see.
Wow.
Speak loud.
We can't see him.
So I think one of the things that has hit me the hardest is I still get to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm going to call Mom
Yeah.
Yes.
and have my
Management will thank you for that.
regular conversation, and it's like, oh, I guess I'm not going to call Mom.
Yeah.
But no matter when I called, she was always there, always wanting to talk, always filling me in on everything that's going on with everybody, including Aunt Mary and Aunt Jubilee and
Yes.
and all the brothers and people I didn't know as well. So
Mm-hmm.
that, and then going way back, I guess, and I don't remember how old we were, but do you remember the chocolate gravy?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Chocolate
Yeah,
cream.
from-
I think I
from
still have
Lucille-
the recipe.
From Lucille.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that was Mom's thing. I don't know if somebody else did it. But I was always enthralled with that. And then, of course, when we were younger, it was the teeth thing where it was always fun and games when she popped her teeth out.
That's right.
I remember that.
Yeah, false teeth. Yeah.
You know, her smile.
Yes.
It was the smile and the laugh.
Mhm.
You know, the wheeze.
Yeah.
Yep.
That a lot of us, I think, have a form of that.
That's so true.
Yeah, we know Jack does.
But, you know, always a positive influence, you know. Yeah.
You and Carrie both wrote her so many cards. That's all.
Just saying stuff, start laughing, and she didn't even say what she was laughing about. And I'd say, what are you laughing at? That was just the funniest thing. She'd just say something stupid and start laughing about it. And I'd just go, you think that's funny? Well, don't you think that's funny? No, I don't think that. But anyway, she said, well, I'm just, I'd rather be laughing. And I said, well, yes, I'm glad that you're laughing. But, You know, it was just,
Well, either laughing or hanging up on you.
yeah.
She's notorious for that too.
Yes.
She did.
She disowned me, and then she said, "Can we start over?" I said, "Do you want to be sisters again?" Yes. And so she just, we carried on. It was, yeah, she was funny. But I miss her too. I a lot of times want to pick up the phone when something on TV, and I was like, "Oh, I want to call her and tell her."
He and I talked, which we did right up till the end.
Yeah.
We talked about books.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we didn't have hardly anything in common. You know, we talked about what we were reading, certain shows on TV, and like you were saying, we laughed all the time. I mean, she was giggling from the minute we started talking till we ended it.
It's mom.
Yeah.
Last time I went and saw her,
Yeah.
we spent a whole lot of time together trying to get her into that hospice, which probably was the worst thing ever. And I mean, you could look at it both ways, but
Let's do positive.
I mean, it was no, really, it was one of two evils, because yes, we won't get to see her, but yes, she might be dying, and I didn't want to take any one of those in consideration when we're doing that. And so, I spent 3 days, whatever she wanted, I went and got. I didn't care, you know. It's like, oh, you want some Twizzlers? Go for it. Here's 2 bags of them.
Chocolate Twizzlers.
It's
She
it's just,
really appreciated the time.
just to have the time to be with her before all this happened, and then she did get into that place, which if she didn't just give up, she would have been okay, you know. But I think she just gave up and said, "I'm done." So that was the sad part about it. That she did get into a place that, you know, she fell between the toilet and her wheelchair 5 times in 1 week.
Yeah.
Wow. And even the guy that keeps coming and getting her from the ambulance told me, he says, "You need to get her in somewhere."
Yeah.
So that's why me and you both got her in the hospice.
Yeah, because she had a life alert, and I got a call every time she fell.
Yeah.
And so, you know, middle of the night, you're calling.
And you're not even in there in that time?
No, but I was her.
I have lots and lots of memories of mom. Just the idea of her accepting me when, you know, Aunt Julie and Uncle Kip took me there to Colorado. And then, especially, well, every time I got married, she was there. Except Gina's, yeah, because she had that surgery. And, but every time she's doing that, start crying, you know, and then we talked for hours and hours and hours after that, just to talk. And mostly it was all reminiscing, you know. It was just one of those neat, because we were so alike when it came to reminiscing and watching movies and, you know, actors and actresses and all that kind of stuff. It just made you feel good to, you know, watch a movie with her, or just, you know, just talk to her.
Love trivia.
I mean, and loved trivia, yeah. And she loved to sing. You know, that was another thing that I really, really liked about her, loved about her, is she always wanted to sing. What was the group? ABBA? Oh my gosh, yeah, she was amazing.
ABBA and Elvis.
Oh, and Elvis, yeah.
Tom Jones.
Yeah.
What did you say, Tim? What did you say?
Tom Jones.
Tom Jones, yeah.
Yeah, Tom Jones. Yeah, in Colorado. It was just, you know, and she knew my, you know, she knew exactly where I was going, where I was headed, you know, and she never said, you know, mentioned it too many times, you know, until I fell into the laundry basket in their room, coming from a party, and Charlie said, "Well, just let him sleep." So I wake up in the morning going, I'm in a clothes basket in my mom's room. This is weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not a really good memory. It was just, I don't know why I even said it. Anyway, that's all I have to say for right now.
Like Kelly was talking about our trips to Colorado. And the funny thing about those trips to me were how much she and Charlie argued all the time. And then when he died, he was like the best thing since sliced bread. Like, is that the same Charlie? And then the biggest change, of course, is when she came to Calhoun and started living with us about 12 years ago. And prior to that, my relationship with her had always been phone calls. You know, I thought I had a great relationship with her. We never argued about anything. It was like all the phone calls y'all were talking about, like how's so-and-so doing and so forth. And then when she came to Calhoun, I saw a whole nother side of who she was, her personality and her character, and all the things that y'all talk about. I got to see firsthand on a regular basis. She lived with us for the first 4 or 5 months with Joanna and Rebecca and me after my divorce. And those were good times, and she got cleaned up off her medication. She became clear-headed. She went and did things with us all the time, and then she wanted to have her own place, of course, and so she moved out and got an apartment. We helped her to do that. But her finances were, we finally had to set boundaries.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because by the middle of the month, her Social Security check was gone. She'd already blown through Charlie's $50,000 in Florida. And so we had to come to an agreement between the two of us about, I will do this, but I'm not going to do that. And so it was helpful in our relationship to say, I'm not going to pay your bills, but I will do this, or I'll come see you. And we hung out and watched game shows. Like Game Show Network was on all day. And she was watching Jeopardy one day, and she's getting all the answers right. I'm like, Mom, you're really good. Well, I've seen this episode 3 times. but she really was good at, as y'all know, with remembering details, phone numbers, addresses.
Yes.
Like today, I was telling Joann, same thing as Tim, as you were saying. Today, I was thinking, well, I should call Mom, and she'll remember that address where they used to live.
She'll remember dates too.
Yeah, dates.
She was the family historian.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And I was so grateful to her because y'all remember back years ago when Roots was on, the TV show Roots, the miniseries? That's made me curious about our dad's side of the family. And so I had written to her asking her about his side of the family. And I think I still have the letter where she wrote it all out. Like, here's your grandmother, here's where your dad came from here, blah, blah, blah. And so I was able to call, I was in 8th grade, call Nana Foley and say, hey, this is your grandson. You probably don't remember me, but, oh yeah, I used to take care of you when you were a baby.
Well, who did that was Barb. Barb did our history.
Yeah.
And she sent it to.
But this is my dad's family.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say he did ours.
Yeah. So it was just good that she helped me to get on that path to be able to find our dad.
Oh, yeah.
And so, because at that time,
Roots, huh?
Roots, yeah. That's right. That's exactly right, because I had to do a report. I still have the report from Roots that I did back in 7th grade. But that's what sort of started that curiosity that eventually led to,
Kizzy.
yes, Kunta Kinte,
Yeah.
Chicken George, yeah.
These are all people in Roots.
Yeah,
Oh,
many series
I
Roots,
watched
yeah.
Roots.
So anyway, I'm grateful for her for that kind of wanting us to know him. And she was so thrilled when we were able to find, of course, she was still in love with him.
Yes.
At Tammy and I's wedding, she was like goo goo gaga, just to be able to stand beside him, and she just really loved that. And
Well, when y'all took her down to Florida too, and I could tell, I said, Joann, do you think you're going to get back with him? And she goes, I wish. And I said, oh, Joann.
yeah, she had a lot of
She still, this,
fantasies.
yeah, she did.
She did.
I do recall, Mary and I hadn't been married a long time. We were living over on Tawny, and she and Charlie would come over to the house. And I'd bring out my Amarillo High album, and she'd want to go through there. Oh, I remember him, I remember her, all that sort of stuff. But then it invariably got around to religion, if one can call it that. And so
We all know this.
Yeah.
mine and Mary's eyes glazed over after a while, but we weren't buying any of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's all I remember.
I don't know where the name Nana Joni came from, but Nana Joni would not let me forget that I called her Nana Joni, because when she called me, and I even have this on voicemail still, she says, hey, it's Joann, aka your Nana Joni. And she did that almost every time she called me. I don't remember much of her before she moved to Calhoun. visited probably a couple times, but then she stole my room, and I was kind of mad about that. She did. We had a 2-bedroom
So both
apartment,
girls moved in my bedroom.
and so all 3 of us stayed in one room, and she had the other one. But I had to be like super quiet in the morning because my clothes were still in there. So I had to be like sneaking in there to get my clothes in the morning before school so I could go get ready. Anyway, that's one fun memory. And then after she moved into her last place before the nursing home, she used to call me and be like, "Can you come wash my dishes? I'll give you $5." So that's another good memory. And she was always so proud of everything, but in particular the marching band at the high school that I went to. Because she lived right across the street, so she would say she'd roll out her front door and just listen to the bands play on Friday nights. Yep, she was literally across the street. And so before or after the games, we'd usually go over there and hang out for a little while and just talk and chat and watch TV or whatever. Eat some brownies. She always had something chocolate or cookies or something sweet, so you never had to worry about that.
Remember one time I used to roller skate quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So she'd take me to the Alameda rink, and she said, "I'll be here at such and such time." It was like 11 or 11:30. Well, she ended up getting a date with somebody, and they picked me up at 3:30 in the morning. I sat there the whole time at that roller skating rink.
The fact that I am so grateful that she had the courage at the age that she was at 27 to put us all in the children's home, as hard as that was for her. But throughout all her adult life, and as far as I knew her, and particularly the last 12 years, she loved talking about her boys. Everybody got to hear about her boys.
Yep.
She really loved us.
Yes, she did.
And I know we all loved her. You know, we didn't have the ideal beaver cleaver kind of family at all. But I think she did what was best for her and for us. And even though some may not have had a great experience growing up at the children's home, I still think it was the best thing for us.
I think we all agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have been worse, could have been with that.
Yeah. That's true. Just ask DJ.
Well, it's like all periods of our lives, all of us, you know, we go through bad times, and where usually it was the drinking part, and you know we weren't very good parents. I wasn't a very good parent.
Well, I remember when we used to go to Denver and we would go to Zyder Z while she was working and just hang out at the bar and listen to Jim Croce music on the jukebox.
We spent all the money.